Nintendo have finally announced a new Mario Kart game. After like 10 years, we're finally getting a new Mario Kart game, and it is looking pretty frickin' splendtacular. But here's the question of the day. What characters should be in Mario Kart 9, 10, whatever you want to call it? Well, at the current moment, we have 24 confirmed characters that we know of so far in Mario Kart 9, 10, whatever. But what if that roster doubled? Today's video is going to be kind of a predictions video slash wish list, all kind of conglomerated into one, where I'm going to be saying 48 characters that I think could be on the roster if it were up to me and if it were somewhat realistic. And there's going to be actually a bonus 4 characters from a special Australian guest, but we'll get to him when we get to him. So without any further ado, let's get going into the video. Alright, so before we talk about the new racers that could potentially be in the new Mario Kart, let me quickly recap all the ones that we've gotten confirmed so far based on the reveal trailer. We've got Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Rosalina, Yoshi, Wario, Waluigi, Donkey Kong, Bowser, Bowser Jr., Koopa Troopa, Toad, Toadette, Pauline, Birdo, King Boo, Lakitu, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, Rosalina, and Shy Guy. That is a grand total of 24 characters confirmed so far, and like I said, we are going to double it and make it 48 characters. So, let's get started with the new characters. I'm going to get these 7 out of the way first because of the fact that they're quite boring, and I think they're unfortunately all going to be part of this roster. We got all 7 Koopalings. I'm not even going to bother trying to name them all because I always get them mixed up. I find them to be the most forgettable characters in existence. I know they're classic Mario characters, but I don't care enough about them to really make a fuss. Next up on the prediction line, I think we are going to get to the return of Diddy Kong and Funky Kong, who made their return to Mario Kart 8 in the Booster Course Pass, and I do think we are actually going to get a new Kong character, being Dixie Kong. The Kongs are very popular amongst the Mario community. A lot of people want the Kongs, specifically Diddy and Funky, to return in a new Mario Kart game, and I think adding Dixie Kong would round out the Kong roster. I did debate putting in King K. Rool, but I figured due to lack of relevancy, I figured Dixie Kong would be more of a safe bet. I'm going to lump these next 2 characters in together because I feel like they're just kind of safe bets, being Kamek and Dry Bones. They were both in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, albeit Kamek was in the Booster Course Pass, and I feel like they are relatively basic guesses that make them kind of safe to predict for this list. Alright, the next 2 rows is where things are going to get interesting with some more out there predictions. The first of which is I'm going to be predicting Hammer Bro slash Ice Bro slash Fire Bro slash all the bros, really. This is where the bros all chill. To my knowledge, Hammer Bro has not been in a mainline installment and is only in Mario Kart Tour, so I think it would be really cool for Hammer Bro and co. to get an official console Mario Kart debut, and it would be really cool to see him, as I do love the Hammer Bro line of characters. Next up are actually 2 characters that also appeared in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass, being Petey Piranha and Wiggler. These are 2 fan favorite characters that I feel like were very warmly received when they got added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I feel like not including them in Mario Kart 9 would be a crime, as people like, Wiggler, people have been waiting years to be able to play as Wiggler again in a Mario Kart game, and it's really cool to get him back in 8 Deluxe. And of course, Petey Piranha. It's freaking Petey Piranha, was playable back in Double Dash, came back in 8 Deluxe in the Booster Course Pass, and of course Tour, and it's just a fan favorite character, and I think it would be really, really fun to see Petey Piranha return. Now, these next 3 characters all have something in common, and they actually all kind of lump in with Hammer Bro, being the fact that they've never been playable in a home console Mario Kart game, and have only been playable in Mario Kart Tour, being King Babam, Poochie, and Nabbit. I feel like these 3 characters are pretty safe predictions to come, given the fact that King Babam has actually had a few playable appearances in previous games, as well as Nabbit actually, and Poochie would just be kind of a fun oddball pick, plus it would be really cool representation for a different Mario franchise, being the Yoshi games. Alright, so we got one row left to go, and I actually think my last row is a little bit more of the experimental row. This is the row that I'm least certain of, and this is kind of where I let my wish list take over the list a little bit. Firstly, we got Professor Egad. This guy is one of my favorite characters, and like with Poochie being another Yoshi rep, Egad would be another Luigi's Mansion rep. I've seen a lot of people wanting Helen Gravely to come in. I've seen a lot of people ask for her to be the Luigi's Mansion rep, but I think that literally makes no sense when Professor Egad has been in all of the Luigi's Mansion games and has yet to have any playable appearance in any Mario game. So I think this would be a great debut to have him as a playable character, and it's freaking Egad. How could you not love him? Speaking of representation from different Mario franchises, this one takes one from the jolly yellow evil Mario brother, being Wario, and it is Mona. Mona comes from the WarioWare line of games. I freaking love WarioWare, and I really had to pay attention to which character I chose from that game because of the fact that it has a lot of memorable characters that people love. I narrowed it down to between her, Jimmy T, and Ashley. Of course, Ashley is kind of the fan favorite character of the WarioWare games, but honestly, I wanted to pick someone who is an OG, who was there from the beginning, and between Jimmy T and Mona, I feel like Mona is just a little more iconic, a little more recognizable, plus it's more female representation in Mario Kart, so I figured that Mona would be a good pick here. Next up is Ninji. I swear to God, I thought Ninji was playable in Mario Kart Tour, but alas, he's not. So I figured what better way to introduce him than here. I think, given the fact that he was playable in Super Mario Party Jamboree, makes him all the more likely to show up in a new Mario Kart game. I mean, he was heavily prevalent in, I believe, Mario Maker 2, if I'm not mistaken. But nevertheless, Ninji, cute little guy, would be cool to see him as a racer. Next up, I figured it'd be really cool to get a 3D Mario game representation in here. And is it Cappy? No. Is it Luma? Nope. That's right, I'm bringing back the Honey Bee Queen from Super Mario Galaxy. She was originally a racer in Mario Kart 7, and I feel like it would just be kind of fun to bring her back around. Just as a kind of fun pick, kind of like Poochie, just kind of a pick that people wouldn't ordinarily see, and I think it would just be kind of fun to bring her back, especially because, like I said, she was a racer before, so to get her to come back would be pretty cool. Alright, these last two picks are the most unlikely of the unlikely. If you thought all of these past four characters were unlikely, well, get ready for these last two. This next character is a synonymous character from Mario RPG games. He's been well known and loved since the 1990s, and I feel like many fans would be grateful to be able to play as this character again after so long, and that is right, I am gonna bring back Mallow. I know a lot of people are going to come at me for not picking Geno, but I felt like Geno was just kind of too much of the obvious pick. Plus, I think it'd be kind of cool if they did something where like Mallow was playable in Mario Kart and Geno was playable in Smash Brothers, because Geno's highly requested for Smash Brothers. I don't know, I just feel like Mallow kind of fits the Mario Kart scene more, and plus he's just really cute. Plus, in Super Mario RPG, he did have a little more character and personality than Geno. Not that that matters in a game like Mario Kart, but I wanted to add Mallow here. He's just a cute little dude. And lastly, this one is just purely a wishlist item for me, not something that I think is even remotely likely or possible in the slightest. I just want him here. Koopa Kid, my boy, you are cut from Mario Party, so let the Mario Kart gang adopt you, because if Mario Party is going to neglect you, you might as well join the other side. So there you have it. That is my roster. Now, before people come at me, I want to clarify a couple things, because I'm sure a lot of people have some questions. Firstly, obviously, it is all Mario characters. I did not choose any regular Nintendo reps, no Link, no Kirby, no Samus. I wanted this to just be strictly Mario characters, just to give more Mario characters a time to shine. A lot of people like Egad and Mona to come in over characters like Link and Samus. I feel like just is better for a Mario game roster, in my personal opinion. And secondly, there's going to be some people who might be wondering about certain alts, like, of course, Gold Mario, Pink Gold Peach, Peachette. It even lump in the Luigi's Mansion King Boo in there, and for that, I'm just going to say those would be alternate costumes for the characters that are already on this roster here. So, they wouldn't take up their own individual spots, they would just be choosable from each character. So, like, let's say when you tap on Mario, you could choose Mario, Metal Mario, or Golden Mario. So, that is my Mario Kart 9/10 character roster, but that is not the end of things. I have recruited my friend Swiftjar to offer up 4 characters that he thinks should be on this new game's roster. So let's send it out to the Outback to my friend Swiftjar.
Thanks, Zach. Just for some transparency here, I've already seen Zach's list in advance, and I'm really glad that Zach's paid homage to a lot of the Mario Kart Tour roster, and also just selecting arguably my most wanted driver of all time, since he was cut from Mario Kart DS, of course being Professor Egad. My selections are purely going to be based on more wishes that I could also kind of label as predictions, and I'm going to give you 4, as I just don't want to come across as a little greedy boy. Number 1. This may be an unpopular opinion. I haven't actually checked online too much about this, but I've always loved Delfino Square and just all the Super Mario Sunshine references throughout the years in Mario Kart. Even in Mario Kart Switch 2, we literally have a Shine Sprite sign with a Shine Sprite emblem. They are just teasing us Sunshine fans. And because of this, my biggest gripe with Mario Kart has always been just seeing the Piantas and the Nokis just lining the track and really cheering us on like their life depends on it. I think it's damn time we get a Pianta as a racer. I would like to think that would operate pretty similar to the Yoshis or Birdos in the game, just so they all come with different color variants. They've just been a spectator for far too long. It is now their time to shine, in my opinion. Number 2. Also technically falling within that Super Mario Sunshine category, my next wish is actually Toadsworth. I've always loved Toadsworth as a character, most specifically probably in the Thousand Year Door. He literally goes with Peach to Rogueport, sees that she gets captured, and then just stays the rest of the game in the Rogueport Inn. And because of that, he deserves a spot in Mario Kart, damn it. No, in all seriousness, I always loved in Double Dash we got to see Toadsworth driving the parade car in the final ceremony. And ever since that moment, I always thought he'd make a really cool Mario Kart driver. And hey, we've already got PV Piranha as a character in Tour and also 8 Deluxe, so I'd also say it's Toadsworth time to shine as well, damn it. Number 3. This one's probably gonna throw some people off, just because it's not a character that originated in Sunshine, which kinda seems to be the theme so far. I wanna see King Goomba or Goomboss, who actually originated in Paper Mario 64, and then later reappeared in Super Mario 64 DS, and also Mario Kart DS as a boss. So he's got some Mario Kart history behind him. I love my Mario RPG character, but I feel like Goomboss was one of the only few who actually escaped just being an RPG character. I also feel like it's kind of appropriate now. King Bob-omb debuted as a racer in Mario Kart Tour, and King Boo has been a racer for a while now, and even got a skin for Luigi's Mansion in Tour. I don't know why, but I've always thought like Goomboss kind of fits into this same category as these two, and he would just make an awesome addition along those two in the next Mario Kart game. Number 4, Chain Chomp. Remember what I said at the start about these being somewhat realistic? Well, F it. I want to see Chain Chomp, damn it. He's been an item before. He can be a driver in a car, just not as big. That'd be awesome. But that's essentially the 4 wishes that I have. If I was going to go all out, there would be so many RPG characters and others that I would just love to see had the opportunity to shine. Just like Bandit, any of the partners from Paper Mario, 4-4 Calculator. They've got so many cool characters to choose from. I just really hope they go out in this next Mario Kart game and just introduce some diversity out there, along with maybe a few more crossover characters like Kirby. Not many, just a handful with some tracks.
So I would like to thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff down below. Tickle that notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload videos. And of course, check out the ZakPak merch store. There's some cool stuff on there for you to go and check out. And until next time, you guys, I will see you all in the next video.